Konami Studios. I mean, today's times are really weird, and I don't really want to get into that, but be safe out there and have fun. So, everyone's in a little bit of quarantine, aren't they? We're just kind of keeping ourselves calm and relaxed and trying not to panic or be out in the open for too long if we don't have to. So with that, we got a lot of free time. Like, a lot of movies have been pushed back and a lot of halted production. So we may get a good time here where there's not a lot coming out. So let's catch up on some movies maybe we haven't seen, some we've always wanted to watch, and some we just never got around to having the time to watch, right? So I watched, in my little time to myself here, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Now, I wanted to see this when it came out, never really got the chance, so I thought I have a couple hours I can spare, watch something interesting. I'll put it on, see what it's up, see how much I like it. And I really liked it. I have to say, I have been very hit or miss with a lot of Kevin Smith movies. I'm a big supporter of Kevin Smith. He's somebody who I idolize in this industry because he reminds me a lot of myself, this guy who does a lot of things for himself and built up his career on his own terms, where he went through how he got there. It's very impressive to see. It's very inspiring to see. And I liked a lot of his films. I love Clerks. I like Dogma. I like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. My favorite one is Chasing Amy, Story of My Life. That was a weird thing to say, but hey, it happens. Why'd I say that? Oh boy. But no, you just gotta respect the guy for what he's built for himself, and I look forward to every project he does. Jay and Silent Bob Reboot is good. It's very much a culmination of everything he's done before. You see references to all his other movies with his friends, all his friends pretty much. Everybody who's ever been in a Kevin Smith movie pretty much appears in here from any generation. You got the Clerks guys, you got the Clerks 2 gang, you got the Dogma gang, which is surprising, the Mallrats gang, the Chasing Amy gang, the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back gang. Everybody's in here. Everyone's in here. Even Zack and Miri Make a Porno makes an appearance. Not like actually, because we can't use the name of those characters, but they're in here. And I really had fun with that. You watch a Kevin Smith movie, you're watching it because you've seen the other ones, and you know all the references, you know all the characters, and you just like seeing what that is. And I enjoy that a lot. But on top of that great stuff that we've seen before, there's a really good story in here. And I'm not just talking about the idea of a reboot of Blunt Man and Chronic, which is a really good idea. I'm going to get into that in a sec too. This seems very cathartic for Jason Mewes. I don't know if I'm the only one who felt this way, but this seems like kind of like a love letter to Jason Mewes, the guy, as he is growing up. He's figuring some stuff out for himself, the addictions and problems he had when he was younger, and we're seeing him mature and be the father he needs to be now. A big part of this story is he had a daughter with one of the ladies from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. He didn't know about it, and now the mother doesn't want him to tell the daughter that he's the father because of the guy he is, and that he can never actually live up to the expectations of what a father should be. And by the end, you see him mature and be that guy. You can't do drugs, don't do this, don't behave this way. It's really cool to see. I really respect Jason Mewes for having that vulnerability to do that kind of story and kind of talking about himself in that way. I don't know the guy personally, but you see the way he has acted in this and in previous movies. You see the way he's matured. It's impressive to see, and I'm very thankful for the performance he gave of this, because it really was the heart of this film. And you could tell Kevin Smith wanted to show that too, because this is very much a movie about Jay and his relationship with his daughter, Millennium Falcon. I forget the last name. But it's played by Harley Quinn Smith. She's a pretty talented actress. I mean, I have nothing against her. Like, I think she's decent enough in these movies, and I could see her having a career afterwards outside of her father if she wanted to pursue one. So that could be really fun to see. But let's talk about the reboot part of this. The reboot part of this was actually surprisingly good. Like, it made a lot of good references to Batman v Superman, a lot of good references to Justice League, just the idea of a reboot. And I will say a part that kind of upset me was Kevin Smith playing himself as a director, and everyone's making fun of him, so Kevin Smith exists in his own universe he created. Kind of arrogant, but I get it why you do that. It's another reference thing to what you're doing. That's pretty cool. So it didn't work for me all the time, but it was fine enough, and I didn't have like a super big problem with it. I thought it was pretty funny that Melissa Benoist and Val Kilmer were Blunt Man and Chronic, so that was a really fun thing to throw in there. And you know what? It makes sense for what the story was too, because then you got Harley Quinn playing Jay's daughter, and she's got a silent friend who is deaf, and they get a couple of other friends who show up in here, and it's literally Jay and Silent Bob trying to stop the reboot while a silent reboot's happening of those characters with Kevin Smith's daughter and her friends. And they're racially diverse. They're all different kinds of people from different walks of life, which I thought was pretty funny. And it gets pretty meta at times, and I like meta. There's a few times where I think meta could get annoying, but what Kevin Smith does in these movies, it feels natural, and I like it. So it works for me. And he knows when to make fun of himself for the stuff he's made and when to grow up from it. So I think that's pretty cool. And it's just a really fun time. I respect the hell out of the guy. And you could tell he put his heart and soul into this movie again and just made something really fun that everyone's going to enjoy. Ben Affleck's in here. Surprising to see. We even just get a little moment where him and Kevin Smith and Jason, they hug it out, so that was kind of cool. And Matt Damon's back as Loki from Dogma, which I was surprised to see too. Like, everything's a reference to another movie. If he was to stop making movies in, what is it, the Askew universe? I can't remember, the Askew-averse? If he were to stop making movies in that universe, this is a great place to end it, because it works perfectly for everything he set up. And it's a great conclusion to Jay's arc. I don't think we need to see any more from Jay and Silent Bob, but if we do, hey, I'm for it. And if you guys want, I'm definitely open to doing like an actual deeper dive into all of the Kevin Smith movies, because I really like the guy. And I like most of his movies for the most part. Like, I can't think of any I really hate. I mean, there's some that don't work for me, but I don't hate any of them. So I'm definitely open to talking about those. So Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, it's a classic Kevin Smith movie. You know the formula, you're gonna like it. The comedy's great. You have a great story. Jason Mewes is at his best, and I highly recommend checking it out, especially when we got all this free time, guys. So do yourselves a favor, support Kevin Smith, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the first 2 episodes of Out of the Bin on this channel, and I'll see you later. Have fun, and good luck.